Good evening. I would like to call the Tuesday, November 12th, 2024 Blue Springs Planning Commission meeting to order. Please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Tracy, could I get a roll call, please?
Of course. Commissioner Howell, Commissioner Graham,
Present.
Commissioner Craddock,
Present.
Commissioner Sanderson,
Present.
Commissioner Smith,
Present.
Commissioner Stokenberry, Commissioner Pumphrey,
Present.
Commissioner Ingersoll,
Present.
Chairperson Henning.
Present. Thank you and welcome everyone this evening and those watching from home. Tonight's agenda consists of the minutes from the October 28th, 2024 Planning Commission meeting, rezoning for 209 11th Street, conditional use permit for Vibe has been withdrawn by the applicant, and conditional use permit and site plan design review for Home Depot, and announcements and adjournment. At this time, I would entertain a motion for approval for the September 9th meeting.
Chair.
I have a motion.
I'll second.
I have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries. At this time, I will open the public hearing for agenda item number 2, the rezoning RZ 0924-9241 for 209 11th Street. I will ask for exhibits from our city attorney, Josh Newell.
The city would like to enter exhibits 1 through 8.
And do you have a presentation?
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this case will be the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir. All right. Christopher Willis, 903 West Main, on behalf of the city. Before you this evening is a request to rezone. Let me go ahead and put. All right. Yeah, so before you this evening is a request to rezone 0.13 acres of property at 209 Northwest 11th Street. The zoning will be going from light industrial to general business. And since the property is already developed, request for a general development plan is not included. All right. The request for rezoning of the property from LI to GB, according to the 2014 comprehensive plan, the future land use policy map designates the subject property as a distinct destination. The subject property was designated to be part of the C3 area specific plan of the comprehensive plan. However, the C3 area specific plan was never studied in enough depth to be formulated and included in the 2014 comp plan. This property and request more appropriately aligns with the downtown master plan published in March of 2024. The goal of the downtown master plan is to ensure that downtown is supported and connected. The downtown master plan classified the subject property as being a part of the core area, which is described in the master plan. The core of Main Street is the image center of downtown. The area boasts signature businesses that are a key to building momentum for downtown, such as restaurants, bars, retail stores, coffee shops, and a brewery. While these amenities exist, the district is still working towards enhancing activities to customers to demonstrate downtown as a unified district. The proposed zoning for the property helps contribute towards the goals of the downtown master plan. The applicant has stated in their narrative that the intention would be to attract new businesses to downtown and nearby properties, including but not limited to restaurants, breweries, and other retail shops that more closely align with the downtown master plan. Staff reviewed the rezoning request under the review criteria and finds the rezoning request meets the policies, goals, and objectives of the 2014 comprehensive plan, and staff recommends approval of the rezoning application. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have regarding this application.
Thank you. Does the commission have any questions?
Chair.
Yes.
Mr. Mallon, could you explain what the difference between light industrial and general businesses?
Yeah, primarily the light industrial zoning district allows for more industrial type uses by right, such as, let's see, we have some light industrial land uses, distribution warehouse, manufacturing, some other light, more, not heavy industrial land uses, but lighter industrial land uses. And then the general business is more geared towards services, personal services, and retail, commercial type land uses. And so those are the primary differences are just the uses that are allowed by right versus uses that,
So you
Maybe.
mentioned that you want to make this a part of the core area. You want to attract businesses, other businesses and restaurants and so forth. How would this affect agriculture? How does that tie into this?
agriculture,
Yes.
it wouldn't. Any of our agricultural land uses wouldn't be allowed in general business.
So I know we had a discussion before about the meat market that was there and the situation we had with the bulls, the cattle
Yeah,
that
the
got
meat market
loose.
was a couple of properties, to the southwest of here, and that we did a conditional use permit to allow that, the general industrial land use in the light industrial zoning district. So previously this building was a photography studio, and the owner is trying to lease it, and most of the groups that are looking at leasing it are services or retail. And so I think she is hoping to bring her property more in line with the commercial nature surrounding it across the street in the T5 of the downtown zoning, and then some of the general business zoning that up along Vesper Street, as you can see on the map.
So how would that affect their business? I mean, does that tie in, would that be a problem with if they still had the ability to bring some type of cattle or bulls downtown, or if you're trying to bring that
It's a
type of
completely
business?
different property. So this property is not that same property.
They're pretty close in proximity though, aren't they?
Yes, and that building, that business, the butcher and it was a butcher and a meat processing plant, that actually went out of business and is now a retail, some sort of retail or service use or office. They're completely separate properties, and so I guess if changing this to general business tonight would not allow a use like that on the property because that's an industrial use.
So that would change the narrative completely.
Oh, for this property, but this property hasn't been used for any type of industrial use for 4 or 5 years now. Even before the photography studio, I believe it was I think, like sound equipment retailer for car stereos or something like that. So it hasn't been a industrial use of the building for a long time, but yeah, that's it essentially. She's trying to make the property more appealable to rezoning for commercial land uses and services, such as a barber or, a restaurant or something of that nature.
Thank you.
Any other questions up here? If not, is the applicant here would like to talk about their project?
Yeah, I don't believe Ms. Russell's in attendance tonight.
See none, is there anybody here that would like to speak in favor of the project? Anybody here that would like to speak in opposition to the project?
Is there anybody here to talk about her project at all today?
They're not here.
Could we arrange her to come so she could talk to us?
The
I
commission
don't
could,
believe it's a requirement that the applicant be here. I think,
it is,
Michael-
it's not our code requirement.
Right.
This is a recommendation from the planning commission to the city council. She may have just had something come up or a conflict at the last minute, but we will make sure that she is at the city council meeting, but
And to be clear, it's not a requirement that the applicant be here for us to consider this project and take action on it.
That's correct. I suppose if the planning commission wanted to vote to continue it to allow her to be here, that could be something, somebody could make that motion and see if that got approved. But, like you said, Chair, there's no requirement for her to be here.
Thank you, Mike. Any other questions, Commissioner Cradoff?
None for me.
Anybody else? Nothing else from up here? Anything else from staff?
No, no, sir.
At this time, I will close the public hearing. And I will ask for a motion on the rezoning portion.
Chair,
Yes, sir.
I'd move to approve rezoning RZ 09249341 at 209 11th Street.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. Tracy, could we get a roll call, please?
Yes. Commissioner Cradoff,
Aye.
Commissioner Sanderson,
Aye.
Commissioner Smith,
Aye.
Commissioner Pumphrey,
Aye.
Commissioner Ingersoll,
Aye.
Commissioner Graham,
Aye.
Chairperson Henning,
Aye.
all ayes.
Thank you, Tracy. At this time, I will open the public hearing for agenda items number 4 and 5, conditional use permit, CUP 08249283 for Home Depot, with item number 5 held concurrently. I will ask for exhibits from our city attorney, Josh Newell.
The city would like to enter exhibits 1 through 8.
Thank you, Josh. Anybody here that would like to be sworn in as a group to talk about this project besides staff?
You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this case to be the truth, so help you God.
I do.
And at this time, I'll ask for staff's presentation from Ms. Fry.
So, Chantel Fry, 903 West Main Street, on behalf of the city. Before you this evening, we have a conditional use permit and a site plan design review, which has been submitted by Kimley Horn on behalf of the applicant, the Home Depot, which is located at 905 Northeast Adams Dairy Parkway in approximately 11.11 plus or minus acres, and is currently zoned as general business with the ADPO Adams Dairy Parkway overlay. The applicant is requesting approval of the conditional use permit and the site plan design review for the freestanding outdoor retail sales and service land uses on the Home Depot's property. The Home Depot operates an outdoor retail sales, garden center display, which includes the tough sheds and the equipment rentals, lifts, trailers, etc. on the properties, on all Home Depot properties across the country. The Blue Springs location has previously never received the proper approvals from the city, and the applicant is here to do so by providing the necessary documentation of what the company would like to do with the property. And this is the site up here, the garden center and the various rentals is kind of sprinkled all throughout the property. To the rear here, to the east side, or excuse me, west side. Okay. The UDC requires that with the mix of land uses on the property, including both the indoor and outdoor uses, that there will be 415 parking spaces will be provided. Given that there are many uses across this property, staff required the applicant to provide a Schedule C parking study submitted by a traffic engineer that indicates the existing supply and demand for parking at the Home Depot Blue Springs location. The study found that when accounting for the mix of land uses on the property, the site provides 343 parking spaces. Furthermore, the study indicated that at peak demand, 331 parking spaces are necessary. It is important to note that most, if not all, the land uses presented as part of this case have existed on the property throughout the years. Many of the uses occupy parking spaces on the site, which were also accounted for the site plan and the parking study. And then screening. Section 404-200 requires that frontages along the Adams Dairy Parkway screen off street parking and service loading areas. Upon inspection of the site, it was discovered that there was a gap in the landscaping near the intersection of Northeast Coronado and Adams Dairy Parkway, and allows an unobstructed view of the parking lot and the equipment rental area on the property. And this can be seen by the photographs provided in the staff report, and as you can see, there's the red arrow that draws you to the gap in which you see there's some outdoor equipment, some trailers and lifts right there. And then also on this diagram is above bird's eye view, which you can see that gap is located with a red square on page 29. Staff has asked the applicant to provide a plan to address the screening deficiency to which they have formed on the landscape plan. The landscape plan details the plant materials and location that they intend to install to bring the area of the site into conformance with the UDC. Staff has reviewed the proposed landscape plan and believes it's sufficient to meet the intent of the code. And staff has also reviewed the criteria for the conditional use permit and the site plan design review and believes the application meets the intent of the UDC. Staff recommends approval of the conditional use permit application with 2 conditions, and staff recommends approval of the site plan design review application with 2 conditions. The applicant is here to speak on behalf of the project, and I am here to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions from commissioners for the staff before we hear from the applicant?
Chair?
Yes.
Could you describe to us what the landscape plan is, or should we have the applicant do it?
Have the applicant answer it then.
Huh?
Have the applicant answer it.
I'll have the applicant answer that.
Okay.
So, if you want to go.
Any other questions? Would the applicant like to speak?
Andrew Gribble with Kimley Horn, 805 Pennsylvania, Kansas City, Missouri, 64105. Happy to answer any questions that you may have. And the one question, they are boxwoods, so it's a shrub that matches the existing shrubs along that are out there that are going in the Little Serpentine Manor.
So that would be enough to hide the view of the pallets and so forth that's been described with them in the application?
Yeah, so that right there is where outdoor equipment rental is, where outdoor equipment rental is parked. But yes, with that in the berm, that's already existing.
Thank you.
What is going to be the minimum height of those boxwoods planted when they go in?
I believe they're 3 feet. If I have the plan right here. But yeah, so we're calling out 3-foot height minimum at planting, and it's
Okay.
fully grown.
And that should be sufficient enough to block the majority
Correct.
of
Yep.
the rental equipment.
Mhm.
Any questions for the applicant from commissioners? Anything else? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there anybody here that would like to speak in favor of this project? Anybody here that would like to speak in opposition to this project? The public comment section of the public hearing is over. Anything else from staff?
Nope.
Nothing else from the applicant? Anything else from up here, commissioners? I just closed the public hearing, and I'll ask for a motion on the conditional use permit.
It's your turn.
Chair,
Yes, sir?
I'd move to approve conditional use permit CUP 08249283 for the Home Depot with the 2 staff conditions.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Tracy, could I get a roll call, please?
Of course. Commissioner Sanderson,
Aye.
Commissioner Smith,
Aye.
Commissioner Pumphrey,
Aye.
Commissioner Ingersoll,
Aye.
Commissioner Graham,
Aye.
Commissioner Cradoff,
Aye.
Chairperson Henning.
Aye.
All ayes.
That motion carries unanimously and will be heard by the city council on Monday, November 12th, 2024 at their meeting at 6 p.m. And I would ask for a motion for the site plan design review portion.
Chair,
Yes, sir.
I move to approve site plan design review SPDR 08249284 for Home Depot with the 2 staff conditions.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. That's the remainder of what's on our agenda. Does the commission have any other questions? And I guess we have a monthly report coming up.
Do we have one on there?
Or next month?
Oh, yeah, we'll do that.
Community development report.
Yeah. That would be, is that in the agenda? I guess we don't have one.
Okay. How about next month?
We'll do that.
Okay. Any other business? I would entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you all very much.